Good afternoon and welcome to the Smith Center on the lovely campus of Francis Marion University. We've got 70 degrees and sun outside, but we're going to see if we can't warm things up inside this afternoon. We've got doubleheader Peach Belt basketball action coming up where both our men's and women's teams are going to be playing the Saints from Flagler College down in St. Augustine, Florida. I was down there just a couple of weeks ago. It's a lovely little community. All right, it's also basically virtual homecoming weekend here at Francis Marion. We don't have any activities due to the pandemic, but we are going to be honoring our seniors today, as well as finding out in the men's game who the king and queen of the homecoming court are. They still have those activities, and fortunate for the students that we did that. I'm Hubert Setzler alongside Paul McDonald here on the Patriots Sports Network. Paul, how are you doing this afternoon?
Doing fantastic. It's 70 outside, it's 70 inside. Kind of a strange day, but one of the first nice days. We've got some baseball going on outdoors today, but the climate is going to get hot in here for a couple of basketball games, starting with the women facing off against Flagler.
I was just over at the basketball game, and it was wonderful to get out there. It's springtime weather for sure, and the Patriots right now are down by a score of 2-4. A couple of back-to-back home runs by the Young Harris. I can't remember their mascot. Young Harris gave them that 4-2 lead, so we'll see if we can't keep abreast of those games. They will be playing a doubleheader as well as we're playing a doubleheader in here. Flagler comes in with a record of 5-6 in the Peach Belt Conference. The Patriots are 1-9. A little bit of a disappointing season for the Patriots. They had some injury bugs, and it's just been really difficult for everybody to excel in this season of postponed games and rescheduled games. Flagler is right there on the cusp of being in the top four. They possibly could get close to Georgia Southwestern at 7-4. I think this weekend, unless they have some rescheduled games, this is going to be it. So I'm not sure what their prospects are. Obviously, the Patriots are not in the running for the Peach Belt Conference tournament, but Flagler may be, and if so, they're going to be bringing their A game to keep their hopes alive.
Yep, and for Flagler, one way or the other, along with Francis Marion, although the seasons have not turned out the way they have wanted, from the coaching staff standpoint and from the athlete standpoint, they want to finish on a good note. And regardless of the record, true competitors go out there and put it out hard. So I still expect a good, well-contested game for both Flagler and for FMU, and that includes playing for the seniors who are in their waning parts of their careers as far as playing a game or two left. I think a lot of seniors take it for granted, and then suddenly they're 4 years in, their games are almost done, and suddenly it's like, oh gosh, my senior year. And those younger players, they don't always get the chance to see that. So in some cases, these younger players on both courts, both sides of the court, are going to be playing for their seniors who are going to be graduating or completing their eligibility after the weekend, and in the Patriots' case, after Monday.
Right, the women will be playing a makeup game on Monday. The men are finishing up their season this afternoon. The Patriots play a lot of underclassmen. Keana Atterton, who's been out with injury, unfortunately, is one of the seniors that we truly missed this season. But Abigail Bullock, Camille Manning, Taylor Simmons, Cameron Johnson, and also Brianna White are our 6 seniors, which we will be honoring in just a moment. So let's go ahead and start talking about those young ladies. The first senior on this year's women's team is a 6'1" forward from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, number 1, Keana Atterton. She's a psychology major. Keana's senior season was curtailed by an injury in the 4th game. A 3-year letter winner, she has appeared in 54 games and stands 36th on the career scoring list with 816 points. She was a first-team all-conference player as a junior and was last year's team MVP. Her career totals at FMU also include 344 rebounds, 111 assists, and 62 steals. Our first senior is number 1, Keana Atterton. Our second senior is a 5'6" guard from Brooklyn, New York. Number 5, Abigail Bullock. A psychology major, Abigail is a fifth-year senior after her 2019-2020 season was cut short by an injury. A 4-year letter winner, her career totals include 81 games played, 51 starts, 749 points, 244 rebounds, 182 assists, and 106 steals. She is a past honoree on the Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll and has been named to the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll on 3 occasions. Our second senior is number 5, Abigail Bullock. Our third senior is a 5'7" guard from Little Rock, South Carolina, number 10, Camille Manning. A psychology major, Camille is a 4-year letter winner. She has played in 69 career contests, making 11 starts, scoring 160 points, dishing out 41 assists, and recording 13 steals. She is a 31% shooter from beyond the three-point arc for her career. Her career high of 17 points came in a 2019 game against Queen's University of Charlotte. Our third senior is Camille Manning. Our fourth senior is a 5'4" guard from Atlanta, Georgia, number 11, Taylor Simmons. A human resource management major, Taylor transferred to FMU from Arkansas State University, Mid-South. In 2 seasons as a Patriot, she has played in 34 games with 3 starts and recorded 84 points, 42 rebounds, 44 assists, and 22 steals. She has been named to the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll twice during her time as a Patriot. Our fourth senior is number 11, Taylor Simmons. Our fifth senior is a 5'6" guard from Fort Washington, Maryland, number 23, Cameron Johnson. A psychology major, Cameron is in her 3rd year as a Patriot after transferring from Division I University of Louisiana at Monroe. She has played in 63 games, made 30 starts, and tallied 161 points, 66 rebounds, 131 assists, and 45 steals. As a junior, she led the team in assists and ranked 10th in the PBC in assists per game and 4th in assist-turnover ratio. She has been selected to the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll each of the past 3 semesters. Our fifth senior is number 23, Cameron Johnson. Our sixth and final senior is a 5'9" forward from Mitchellville, Maryland, number 33, Brianna White. A marketing major, Brianna is a 4-year letter winner. On the court, she has appeared in 88 games and made 7 starts. Her career totals include 127 points, 138 rebounds, 46 assists, and 34 steals. She is part of the FMU Honors Program and has served on the Student Athlete Advisory Committee for 3 years. She has also been recognized for her work in the classroom by being named to the Peach Belt Conference Presidential Honor Roll and the FMU Swamp Fox Athletic Academic Honor Roll. Our sixth senior is number 33, Brianna White, also one of my students over the years that I've been teaching, and she's been quite a good one at that. Francis Marion University, the Patriot Athletic Department, and the FMU Women's Basketball Program would like to thank these 6 student athletes for their efforts both on and off the court. We also wish them the best of luck in all of their future endeavors. Paul, I always enjoy Senior Day, no matter what sport it is, and honoring a lot of the students that have been in my classroom. You have coached many of these in the volleyball realm and seeing them grow up, and it's always a special time, especially you get the parents are always in attendance, and it's just a nice event.
Yes, it makes for a great game, and it makes for a fantastic spirit. The players are almost always just so pumped up. Yes, their family is in town to enjoy one of their last ball games, and just to back them up. And for those athletes, you have to understand that being a student athlete is not easy, between practices, workouts, treatments, the injuries. Almost every senior has dealt with one. The travel, they do it with and fit in academics where a lot of athletes at the D1 level get a little bit of extra support, and at the D2 level, at just about any area in the D2 level, the support isn't necessarily there. There's not a lot of traveling aids and other things. The players really learn how to do it on their own. They learn that maturity, and any of these seniors here, I can tell you that they've got it together because they've had to balance school along with playing competitive Division II basketball. I slipped into volleyball.
Right.
And they've had to do that for 4 years. So the future is bright for these 6 seniors, regardless of how their season shook out or regardless of some of the career statistics that you see. Usually a student athlete that graduates comes out with some great spirit and some great energy, definitely hireable out in the workforce, and definitely having come away with a great experience playing intercollegiate athletics.
We wish them all the best. But let's take a look now at our starting lineups. First of all, for the Flagler Saints, coming in at 5 and 6 in the Peach Belt Conference, we've got a 5'8" senior guard from Bayshore, New York, number 2, Tony Pierce. We also have a 6'2" senior forward from Nottingham, England, number 3, Sadie Russell. A 5'5" senior guard from White Springs, Florida, number 5, Monique Bryant. Playing down low, a 5'11" senior forward from West Palm Beach, Florida, number 12, Maya Pierce. And rounding out their starting 5 at guard, a 5'7" senior from Beverly Hills, Florida, number 15, Jazana Mathis. The head coach for the Flagler Saints is Mo Smith in his 2nd season. Now let's take a look at that Patriots starting lineup. Again, they're coming in at 1 and 9 in the Peach Belt Conference. Our first starter, a 5'6" senior guard from Brooklyn, New York. We mentioned her earlier, number 5, Abigail Bullock. We also have, starting at the point, a 5'5" freshman guard from Goose Creek, South Carolina, number 13, Anaya Oliver. A 5'7" sophomore guard coming off her career game last time we were here in this particular venue from Rock Hill, South Carolina, number 21, Scarlett Gilmore. A 6-foot freshman forward from Blythewood, South Carolina, number 32, the woman in the middle, Lauren Taylor. And rounding out our starting 5, a 5'9" senior forward from Mitchellville, Maryland, number 33, Brianna White. The head coach for the Patriots is head coach Jerry Porter, and she's in her 6th season here with our Patriots. The Patriots are going to be wearing their home whites. They've got red numbers, blue letters, red and blue piping with some stripes down the side. Flagler comes in. They've got that burnt orange red uniform with yellow trim.
Head coach for the Patriots, Jerry Porter.
I'll be curious to see who Coach Porter puts in the middle right now. It could be either Brianna White or Lauren Taylor. Normally, we would see Jasmine Stanley in the center, but I think Coach Porter is starting some seniors this afternoon.
Yep, I wouldn't expect Stanley in the middle, if only for the first moment, probably at the first timeout or official timeout. I think you might see that substitution, but for Coach Porter, good opportunity here to give those seniors a little bit of extra playing opportunity and kind of get that shine on senior day for sure. And sure enough, in the middle, there is Lauren Taylor, just as you had expected. And I'd expect no less from her than to absolutely contend for the tip. She's been very, very strong underneath the rim and rebounding for the Patriots this season. So on that tip, while it was contested, the possession goes to Flagler, starts right out with a three-point shot from Flagler and number 15, Jazziana Mathis, and now we're off and running for the Patriots.
Taylor with the rebound for the Patriots. Gilmore has it now between the circles. Patriots set up their offense. The Saints are in a 2-3 zone. Bullock for 3. She can hit that shot. Back iron, no good. Right on line. 2 Patriots. Taylor and White fought for the rebound, and neither one of them could get it.
2 missed 3-point shots have started off the offense for both squads. 2 misses on the Flagler side, 1 on the Patriots side early on here in this game.
White for 3, right baseline. That one's short. Rebound coming away. Bryant for the Saints. She pushes the ball up the floor. Mathis has it. Patriots man up on defense. Another 3-pointer by Pierce. This one online, but a little bit too strong, and the Patriots come back with it. Oliver over. Gilmore backs up for 3. She takes the 3, and that one's way short. Miller with the rebound. I'm sorry, White with the rebound and the easy putback.
Nice job on the rebound by number 33, Brianna White, to take care of that. So several 3-point misses, but this time the rebound for Brianna White, she knocks it down. The offensive rebound and the lay-in for 2.
Nemaya sets the high screen. Pierce goes inside, puts it off the glass, and good. Nice drive that time by the young lady. She worked off the screen at the top of the key, got the lane, and scored.
I like that move by her. It had been all 3-point shots by Flagler so far, so for her to go ahead and drive the lane, good job by her to get that opportunity and knock down the lay-in.
Gilmore with a double pump on the left shoulder. Doesn't go down, but she'll go to the line and shoot a pair of free throws. One of our best free throw shooters this season has an opportunity for 2.
Yep, and for Gilmore, I think we've got to talk about it. She can get hot at any time. Late in their matchup earlier this past week, she knocked down 3 3-pointers within a minute and a half on 3 consecutive attempts. Now, the scoring was not enough to get them to overcome their opponent in Augusta, but Bullock can get hot, or pardon me, Gilmore can get hot at any time, and sure enough, Coach Porter would really like to see her get hot out on the floor early on and get that rhythm.
And even before she knocked down those 3 3-pointers on Wednesday, she had asserted herself specifically in the first half offensively and was having a career game before she dropped those 9 points in a row.
She really was. The 3 3-pointers were kind of like icing on the cake for her game, but they were the right shots. They weren't selfish shots. She was open. Her teammates found her. Good on her, and very good on Flagler's Sadie Russell. All this talk about 3-pointers, she knocks down 1 from 3. Flagler with a quick single-point lead, 5-4.
From Nottingham, England. Inside. Taylor has it, strong right hand, and finishes. Nice entry pass and a good finish by Lauren Taylor.
Good work by Abigail Bullock to see the passing lane to be able to get that down to Taylor. Taylor knocks it down.
Nemaya gets it out to Mathis. Pierce crosses over, goes back down in the lane again, gets in deep, scores, and gets fouled on the attempt, so she'll have an opportunity for the bonus.
That was a strong crossover move up at the elbow. That was really what shook the defense, just enough for her to get free and take it to the glass.
Pierce, who had started off the game with a couple of 3-point misses, has decided to take it to the rim and has been successful the last 2 times she's done it. She knocks down the bonus, and the Saints have a 2-point lead. Good start to this ball game here, just over 3 minutes gone. Both teams very efficient on the offensive end after some early misses.
Yeah, both teams have had very, very good possessions after the first possession, or maybe 2 from each of them was really very shaky.
Flagler remains in that zone. Patriots have found a couple of holes in it. Oliver picks up the high screen from White. Good defense, though, by Flagler. Kick out. Bullock wide open left side, and she doesn't get the ball off. Good defense that time by the Saints. Patriots just could not get anything going before the clock ran out on them.
The Patriots were really relegated to passing that ball around the perimeter. They couldn't get anything going underneath. I know they're trying to get that ball to Brianna White, number 33, trying to get that ball slipped underneath to Lauren Taylor, number 32, but to no avail. That zone defense from Flagler was strong.
Nemaya travels on the inside. Good call.
Yeah, Pierce got the happy feet just there just a little bit. She kind of could feel it. She was midway in the paint. She knew she was close enough to smell the iron, but that jiggle step was really what caused that turnover there.
White skip pass, wide open. Oliver takes the three-pointer, bounces around, no good. White tried to keep it alive, gets called for over the back, and that'll be her first personal foul.
Yep, and you can see White after that call, she's actually patting her chest, saying, "Hey, yes, that was my bad, Coach," and she doesn't want Coach Porter to be concerned about that call or get up in arms. She's admitting, "Hey, you know what? I was over the back. Let's just get back to it." So good on her, more sportsmanship, and I would expect no less from the Patriots.
And Mathis, right in front of us, drains a three, giving Flagler a 5-point lead here.
Nice touch by Mathis. That looked good from the second it left her fingertips.
Bullock, short corner. White has it, gets it out to Oliver. Oliver drives inside, finds Lauren Taylor, and she turns and finishes.
And as soon as they can get that ball underneath in that zone, I think that's the weakest part of Flagler's zone. Flagler has proven that they can defend the three-point line, but they're having a heck of a time handling the underneath shots from Francis Marion.
And the Patriots are having a hard time managing the drive and shot by the Saints. Another shot by Mathis goes in as she drives in, and a nice answer by Scarlett Gilmore on the other side. Coach Mo Williams on that last possession was looking for a travel on Lauren Taylor on the inside. I don't disagree with him. Nice steal by Gilmore. It's 1-on-2. She goes up softly with a left hand and finishes.
Nice job by Gilmore. Gilmore was paying attention to where the defender was, and she was smartly dribbling so as to stay away from the defender and still have that lay-in with the left hand. Good on Gilmore to knock down that ball. Patriots are going to get possession out of this break after an errant Flagler pass.
Unforced error goes the Patriots' way. Patriots have cut the lead down to 1 with 4:37 to go in this first quarter of play. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Of substitutions coming in for the Patriots at that dead ball, the turnover. We're going to see Jasmine Stanley, number 20, check in for the Patriots. Also, number 10, Camille Manning.
Patriots were quickly down 11-6, but they have stormed back with a a free throw and 2 twos to bring the score back to 13-12. So it was looking bleak for a temporary stretch there, but Patriots have closed in and have a chance to take the lead here with this possession.
Lauren Taylor, top of the key. Scarlett thought about a three-pointer. She backs up, skip pass. Simmons, that's Cameron. Johnson gets it to Gilmore for three. Front iron, no good. And Pierce comes away with it. She gives it up. Mathis back to Pierce. And that was a very nice drive once again. A lot of steps there, but
yep, I think we have to calculate the Euro step in today. The officials are honoring the Euro step or the multi-Euro step as that shot was. We'll have to see how that pans out for the rest of this game.
Johnson looked like she was a bit of clotheslined as she went inside.
Yeah,
but she did travel as she got stopped.
Yeah, she traveled. I think that's one where the officials could either let it go or they could have easily called called a foul against Flagler at that point. That clothesline was pretty difficult to deal with. Tori Pierce is really doing a job on Francis Marion, and Pierce is Flagler's leading scorer with 17 points a game, so it's no surprise that Pierce is having an effect on the Patriots here early on.
Gilmore for three. Doesn't get it to go down. Nehemiah Pierce comes away with a rebound for Flagler. And Tori Pierce drives inside, kicks it out. Mathis for three, right side. She drains it. And the Patriots once again down by 6 points here.
Nice shot by Mathis. She knocks down the three-pointer. And Mathis, the second top point getter for Flagler. She scores upwards of 13 points a game. So far it's been Mathis and Pierce filling up the score sheet so far early on today.
That got Coach Porter off the bench to call a 30-second timeout. She wanted to break that momentum. Just while we've got a moment, I'd like to tell you or ask you, what makes a campus a home? At FMU, it's 836 acres spread across 3 campuses. Francis Marion University has the most diverse and exciting campus in South Carolina. No matter where you want to be, you're there at Francis Marion University. Well, the Patriots had cut the lead down to 1. Now it's back up to 6. We do have possession, and Cameron Johnson is going to trot the ball up the floor for the Pats. Flagler still staying in that zone.
And Flagler more than happy to let FMU set up their half-court offense, so no pressure in the full court. And instead, it's going to be a mistake by Francis Marion over and back on the bad pass from the Pats. They're going to turn that ball over, and Flagler gets possession here. The inbound from coming from Sadie Russell in just a moment.
Patriots got confused in that right corner, and unforced error goes the way of the Saints. Mathis once again for three. It was right on line, but too strong. Back ironed it. Comes out to the Patriots. Gilmore forces the issue. Manning pulls it back out. And it's stolen away by Pierce. She's going all the way and gets it in.
Nice steal by Pierce, and then she goes end to end and knocks that down. Nice handle on the dribble. There were a couple of low dribbles there where it took some deft touch to handle that ball shortly after that steal and then break away. More great defense by Tori Pierce. She nearly secured another steal just a moment ago.
That's 3 possessions in a row where the Patriots have had lazy passes that have either turned into turnovers, which turned into points, or in the case we just saw, knocked the ball out of bounds, almost came up with a turnover. So the Patriots need to tighten it up, down by 8 here. Johnson drives inside and another pass, tipped. Simmons goes all the way into the lane, can't get it to go down, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. It will stay with the Patriots. I thought Lauren Taylor had knocked it out, but I guess they're saying that Miss Russell from the Saints was the last to touch.
Yep, so a beneficial call that goes for the Patriots. And a lot of skip passes against the zone of Flagler. That's not a surprise. Against the zone, you need to move the ball around. But those skip passes are normally break the discipline of Flagler. But instead, Flagler with another breakaway, another steal. That zone is really working for Flagler, clogging up those passing lanes. Another fast break, 2 points for Tori Pierce.
That's going to get Oliver off the bench. Patriots have been turning the ball over with regularity since she's been on. Stanley for three. Shotzi, she knocks it down.
Just what the doctor ordered there. A good quality pass. Stanley had some room to shoot, and she knocks it right down.
Pierce ducked her head, drove through the lane, picks up the foul.
And I really like the competitiveness from Tori Pierce. She slapped her hands. She would prefer not to have had the foul called. She wanted to continue with that possession and not break up the momentum. I like the way her mindset is clearly the leader for Flagler.
That foul was on the floor. It's the Patriots' third team foul with under a minute to go. So a good, fairly clean game foul-wise by both of these squads. It allows both teams to get into the flow without stopping the play all the time. And a nice defensive play that time as Pierce tried to muscle in on Lauren Taylor. That's a hard prospect. Had to back off and short-arm the shot.
And Nehemiah Pierce working really, really hard down underneath trying to defend Lauren Taylor as Lauren Taylor tries to break free. And there's Lauren Taylor. She finally gets that ball off the pass. But that shot goes high off the glass. She was clearly out of balance. Flagler collects the possession.
She had triple team coverage on her. And a nice backup deuce by Mathis. Patriots back down by 9. 5 seconds to go. Oliver needs to get a shot off, and Johnson does, and can't get it to go down. So the Patriots score 15 points in this first quarter, but give up 24. And it was nip and tuck there for a while, and then the Patriots just kind of hit a little cold spot, not offensively, with their minds. They had a lot of lazy passes or a lot of ill-advised passes, and the Saints just made them pay for it over and over.
Yep, the Saints took advantage with several steals. The Saints are solidly in a 2-3 zone, but it is wreaking havoc against the Patriots. Patriots are having a hard time getting the ball underneath. When they do, good things have happened, but those opportunities have been very few and far between. That zone defense has been collapsing very, very well against the passer, preventing the passers for Francis Marion from getting good, clean lanes and good, clean looks. The result has been a little bit of impatience on the Patriot side and several steals that resulted in easy points for Flagler.
We don't have the stats with us right now, but the fast break points are definitely going to be well in favor of the Flagler Saints, as the last 3 minutes of the quarter, they just kept on stealing the ball and getting easy layup baskets on the other end over and over and over again until finally we got Anaya Oliver back in the ball game. And that stemmed it a little bit, but the Patriots still with a fair amount of turnovers.
Yep, and you cited earlier, the Patriots were within striking distance, only down 13-12, but a good quality spurt of defense and breakaway points for Flagler has really expanded this lead. A 9-point lead as we start the second quarter.
Oliver. She's looking inside, can't find anybody. Good defense once again. Over the top, Shotzi, and number 3, Jasmine May, who just came into the ball game, knocks down a three-pointer and cuts that lead down to 6. Pierce drives in strong. They're going to call that on the floor.
And I think that's the right call. That ball was on the floor when the foul took place. I like the physical effort from Tori Pierce to try to drive that to the rim, but I think good call on those officials to leave that on the floor.
Open three-pointer, and what an interesting play. Bryant knocks down the 3.
Yeah.
The inbounds pass was purposely knocked off of one of the Patriot players, and then number 1, Franco, got the ball back, passed it out to a wide-open player that knocked down the 3. Gilmore drives down baseline, gets it inside to Taylor for the easy basket. The defense collapsed on Gilmore, and she found the open player, and the Patriots score easily.
Very, very mature move by Gilmore to recognize that if she's getting collapsed down on with at least 2 defenders, somebody's open. In that case, it was Taylor. Taylor knocks down the deuce. Now off the rebound, the Patriots get possession again, and with the chance to cut down on the Flagler lead. Flagler was up for as many as 9 earlier this quarter.
Gilmore takes it baseline, goes up strong, too strong. Stanley keeps it alive. Lauren gets it in, and great play by Russell to block the shot. Mathis. And we have a foul on the inside. Pretty decent transition defense that time by the Patriots, not allowing Marta Franco to get the ball up on the glass.
Yep, and good job by Franco to work her way down underneath, but good pressure by Francis Marion, and the result is a ball that just goes out of bounds. And Franco's gonna hang out at the baseline 3, hoping to be ignored, but I like the defense there. Jasmine May is keeping one eye on her to make sure she doesn't get the open tray.
Sadie Russell can't handle the inbounds pass. Patriots come away with it. May gets it to Simmons. Simmons for 3, no good, front iron. And Marta Franco knocks it out of bounds. It will stay Patriots ball with 20 on the shot clock.
kind of a rough miss from Simmons. That ball fell very, very short. She had time to get a good quality shot up, but in this case, it didn't work out.
Gilmore with 3, no good, but a little helter-skelter. Oliver has it, and then she turns the ball over, but then gets it right back almost, and it will be the Patriots' ball. So a very strange Keystone Cops type of play down there by both squads, and the Patriots do come away with it with a brand new shot clock.
It was, but some spirited effort.
Both squads.
You definitely have to accept the fact that, hey, the ball was scrambling around, but players were trying to go for the ball. They weren't slacking on that one. They were staying with it. And Flagler, in this case, is going to get possession here off the rebound.
Mathis wide open for 3 once again. She puts it up and buries it. And anytime the Patriots seem to be getting close, Mathis will drain a 3, or Russell will duck that shoulder down and get to the rim and back up by 9.
And Mathis already with 13 points on the game today.
The Patriots need to, she has 2 different drives that she likes to do, and the Patriots need to identify a way to stop that and get some help defense over there. And Gilmore, she tried to employ the Euro step, but just couldn't quite get the ball up on the rim.
Nice move by Tori Pierce. She absolutely froze Anaya Oliver on that one. And unfortunately, Tori Pierce with another driving basket. Nice job by her to expand the lead back to 11.
Well, that takes us to our first media timeout here of the second quarter. The Patriots matching their largest deficit of the ball game, 11 points, 7:02 to go in the first half. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swan Fox Club is the fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swan Fox Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 The Patriots had cut it to 6 points. Now it's up to 11. 7:02 to go. Johnson running the point, and we're going to have a foul away from the ball. This one's going to be on.
Looks like on Jasmine Stanley. A little bit of extra action underneath. I think she was boxing out, trying to get some position. She's working hard against Nemaya Pierce, Nemaya Pierce is really causing her problems underneath the rim, and Pierce in that 2-3 zone is really causing problems in that matchup against Stanley.
We have a travel on Mathis as she was planted on the right elbow, shuffled her feet.
And the Patriots need to capitalize on some of the mistakes of Flagler. Flagler has not made a lot of them. So when they do, Patriots have to come up with a good quality possession if they want to chip away at this lead and get back to single digits.
And once again, another turnover by the Patriots as you talk about having to capitalize. Good defense that time, but could not corral the defensive glass. Pierce gets the offensive board and finishes.
And Pierce is having a fantastic day already with 15 points. Between Pierce and Mathis with 13, they are a 2-woman wrecking crew for Flagler College.
Three-pointer left side, no good. Bullock hit the deck. And couldn't quite see what happened there, but it looks like Brianna White might have caused one of the Flagler Saints to knock the ball out of bounds, so it will stay with the Patriots. They're having a little bit of a powwow, and they're going to reset the shot clock. So they're giving the Saints possession, and Bree caused them to turn it over. Taylor Simmons on the baseline to inbound the ball, gets it to White. Working around, Abigail. Loses off their foot, and another turnover. Pierce goes in strong. Foul by Cameron Johnson.
And they're going to have to deny Pierce that lane. She's been doing very little except drive the lane, but she's been driving it successfully. Now, if that means that Frances Marion has to foul a little bit, get a little bit physical here, that's better than giving up the easy 2 or even the 2 and the and 1. If they can put a quality body on, if it means a foul once in a while, anything to slow down Pierce is probably going to be in Jerry Porter's kind of chip list for what they need to do to get back in this game.
Putting her on the foul line is not necessarily the worst idea. She's only a 48% free throw shooter. She knocks both of those down, but she's been scoring at a much higher clip than that, so somebody needs to play some help defense, because when she ducks her head, she doesn't look like she's got any intention of passing, and Patriots almost turn the ball over once again. This is getting absolutely difficult to watch because every possession the Patriot passes seem to be finding the hands of these Flagler Saints.
Yes, and you got to give credit to the Flagler Saints on defense, but for the Patriots need to be a little bit more disciplined. They need to play like they know they've dealt with a 2-3 zone, which they've played against this season. So there should be no surprises regarding the style of defense or the way the passing lanes are opening up for them.
And Cameron Johnson steps on the baseline as she tried to make a move down and kick it back out to Bullock. So another turnover. I need to get a cart machine, which is the old radio days that look like old 8-track tape players, and just keep hitting that button that says another turnover, another turnover. And there's a double dribble that got the Patriot faithful up off the seats and yelling.
Yep, and I think the Patriot faithful are hoping for any break that they can. What they're really needing is for the Patriots to step up. What you don't want is to see Flagler playing poorly. You want to see FMU playing better. That'd really be the first goal here. No favors are coming our way from Flagler. Instead, we're kind of handing the ball to them as it was, and you could press that button again. Another turnover for the Patriots. Patriots are having a heck of a time handling this ball today.
Mathis now has it. Bullock D's up on her. Picks up the high screen. She fights underneath it. And Taylor gets the defensive board for the Patriots. Simmons pushes it up. Good transition D by the Saints. Johnson picks up the dribble, gets it back out to Bullock, though. Bullock drop step inside, gets it stripped away. Simmons wide open for 3, right side, too strong. And Brianna White tried to save it, but she had stepped on the baseline before she launched into the air. And it will be possession, Flagler.
Nice effort by Brianna White, but she put her toe on the end line. There's nothing else but a call there, but that was not a turnover per se. Instead, that was chasing down a rebound that didn't quite work out.
Nice pass up to Cameron Johnson, who goes up strong and finishes, and the Patriots get a transition bucket of their own on the turnover.
Boy, and just anything that they can do to score there at fast break points, anything they can get, an easy bucket would really, really help them right now because they are struggling to score.
And another turnover, so the Saints are helping the Patriots out a great deal here. Still down by 13. Camille Manning will check back in for the Patriots, number 10. Patriots using a lot of different players and sets this game that we haven't seen all year. I think that has to do with where we are in the season. A nice interior pass and finish that time by Lauren Taylor.
Good possession there by the Patriots. The Patriots spread out their players that would have been perimeter shooters, leaving Taylor open out underneath. But the answer there from Mathis, great shot by Mathis. There's all 3 of those. Flagler back up by 14.
16 points for Mathis. The ball entered into the post a little bit too high for Taylor to corral it. Turnover goes to the Saints.
And I think we're going to see much more post play from Lauren Taylor. Clearly, that has been the one thing that Francis Marion has had better success on, is scoring underneath here in their half-court offense, being able to sneak that ball underneath and try for the easy two.
Pierce, step back, too short. Camille Manning, decent defense that time on Tori Pierce. Got the rebound as well. And Abigail Bullock gets called for the travel.
Well, the Patriots are going to need another possession here that they can defend. And all of a sudden, they're leaving players open. They're leaving Francis Marion is leaving the best players for Flagler open for shots. That was another opportunity by Jazziana Mathis. Now, she didn't make that one, but if you're going to leave anybody open, it's not Mathis, who's already tallied 13 points here, and we're only in the second quarter, and you definitely don't leave Pierce open. You're better off giving that chance to Nehemiah Pierce, who is out there right now, and she's going to be at the free throw line shooting too.
That was a little bit lazy defense by the Patriots. They did not get set up on that inbounds pass, and Mathis had many different options, and Pierce was one of them. The Patriots have given a great deal of effort. That was the first time that they kind of got caught sleeping a little bit. They have turned the ball over quite a bit in this half, but their effort has been there. Now down by 16. Gilmore. Got it inside. Jasmine finally gets it to go down.
Well, and Jasmine Stanley had a cold hand the other day. She had a few opportunities underneath the rim that she missed today. That one, very, very good play by her underneath the rim to knock down the two-pointer.
And that's a wonderful up and under move, reverse layup by the young lady from Nottingham, England, Sadie Russell.
Excellent move by her. She just kept working, and you hear the Patriot faithful saying, hands up. Stanley lowered her hands just long enough to give the lengthy Sadie Russell the opportunity at that lay-in.
Gilmore with a very short miss, but Stanley comes away with the rebound. And once again, Pierce ducks that shoulder. No help defense by the Patriots, and an easy score, giving her 19 on the ball game.
Fantastic play by Pierce so far. She's really, really driven the lane. She handles the ball very, very well. I've been very impressed by her so far today.
Patriots once again miss from distance. Mathis goes all the way down to the block, kicks it back outside. Pierce. The other Pierce, Nehemiah, knocks it down from the left elbow.
Yep, and I like what Tori Pierce did. Tori Pierce, instead of taking the long mid-range shot, she passes up that shot. Two passes end up in the hands of Nehemiah Pierce. Nehemiah Pierce knocks it down.
And Lauren Taylor knocks down a three from the right baseline, pulling the Patriots back within 15 with under 40 seconds to go in the first half of play. "15 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock, and Tori Pierce just drives inside. She gets fouled. She'll hit the deck, a little slow getting up.
Yep, she went down on that hip, and you can see that she's coming up very, very gingerly. That's one of the travails of driving the lane so much, is that oftentimes you hit the deck, no fault of anyone's, but once you hit the deck, nobody likes falling down on hard wood. I know that.
First free throw's up and good. I keep waiting for that 47% free throw shooting percentage to kick in, but the first three she's taken, or four she's taken, have looked really good. She's now hit 5 in a row from the charity stripe.
Yep, she's been practicing since the season has begun, and clearly those are falling down, and her percentage is going up dramatically here. 5 for 5 on the day so far.
Nice cutting move by Jasmine Stanley. Great pickup by Taylor to find her cutting down into the lane. She finishes, gets the hoop in the arm.
At the line for the Patriots, number 20, Jasmine Stanley.
Stanley rattles in the free throw, so the Patriots down by 14 with 14.4 to go
Yep.
in this first half.
And Tori Pierce is going to slow things down. She's probably going to handle things all on her own here if she gets the space she needs. 6 seconds to go.
Patriots did stop her. Mathis to Russell, and Russell at the buzzer rattles home the three. And that's a little bit of a dagger in the heart of the Patriots as they had cut it down to 14. Had a pretty good defensive stand that time, and Sadie Russell from about 2 paces behind the three-point line knocked it down.
Fantastic work by her. And also, I can't say enough about Tori Pierce. Instead of getting selfish, she drives, doesn't have the room she needs. She makes a pass, and with enough time for one more pass, that pass gets kicked out to Sadie Russell, who calmly, with ice in her veins, I wasn't expecting a three-point shot from the 6'2" forward who had really been patrolling underneath the rim. She makes her way out to the three-point line, wide open, knocks it down as the time expires on the second quarter.
So that takes us to halftime. 34-51 is our score. Patriots down by 17 now at half. We'll see what Coach Porter rustles up here at halftime to see if we can't keep on fighting and stay competitive in this second half. We're going to pause now for about 12 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and set the table for second half basketball action here at the Smith Center. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The desire and the love to take care of people is something that you kind of have innate. You kind of just have that thing. But Francis Marion gave me the principles, and they taught me the core values. They taught me leadership qualities, and they've just been foundational and offered a family that I can keep going back to. So even though my personal biological family didn't go to a university, and I didn't really get any experience, wisdom from them for that, I gained a family that could tell me all about college and even the afterlife of college by coming to Francis Marion. And I'm not sure you would have that with, other universities. Throughout the nurse practitioner program, you're already a nurse, and you're a devoted nurse, and you don't want to just quit. And that was another thing I specifically picked this program, was because I was able to look at the curriculum and know that I could work. I even asked a couple of the professors, one being Dr. Hopla, before I started the program, and even she told me, yes, you can still work while you do this. And I did. I worked 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. Sometimes it had to be six days a week to get my 40 hours in, and I still did the nurse practitioner program. It wasn't easy, but nothing worth having is easy. Which the benefit of having classmates and professors that were both working and studying is, we would get worked up and worried about how would we ever do this. And then they would say, well, I can work these 2 12-hour shifts on the weekends and then have the week to study. Or a professor may say, well, you can get creative with your hours here. So you can tell that they've done this, that you can tell that they've gotten creative with their time as well. And then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like such a daunting task because, again, you gain wisdom from their experience.
Let me paint you a picture. All of the graduates, all of the faculty, all of the administration, all of the Board of Trustees is decked out in their regalia. Their black robes, their hats, their gold tassels. It's just a most beautiful picture of a very formal kind of occasion. And here we march into the gymnasium, and the music is playing, and the gym is packed. And as we come in, and as you look up at all those people, you see families, huge families. You see not just mama and daddy and two brothers and a sister, but there's grandmama and granddaddy, there's the aunt and the uncle, they're the cousins, they're the next door neighbors. And you know why all those people are there? Because this is the very first one, the very first graduate. And I can guarantee you that when you go to that graduation, you leave with a tear in your eye. Because it's so, so special.
Choosing a college isn't easy. There are lots of choices to make and so many variables to consider. How do you know when you've found just the right place? The right college will make you feel at home, and that begins with a sense of place. At Francis Marion University, we have a beautiful campus that's safe, well-maintained, and filled with smiling faces. It's the kind of place where you feel you belong, where you wake up in the morning and know that the day ahead will be one you'll savor and enjoy. Now, that doesn't mean life at FMU is easy. There will be challenges. Hard work is expected. We take our academics seriously. You should too. Earning one of our degrees is a real achievement. But some toil, some time invested in a difficult task, that's okay. That's how you grow, how you become someone. FMU is a comprehensive public university, and when it comes to academics, our students have a wide range of choices. We offer more than 75 majors and courses of study. Our professional schools in healthcare, engineering, business, and education are all well known and respected across the state. At the same time, the arts and the sciences remain the core of what we do. They are the perfect foundation for a successful career and a meaningful life. Programs are important, and we'll continue to work to produce new curriculum that meets the needs of our changing world. But we also know that a great education is less about what is taught and more about who is doing the teaching. FMU's faculty is made up of distinguished scholars and renowned researchers. They're experts in their field and expert teachers too. They love the give and take of the classroom and revel in the progress their students make. In FMU's intimate academic environment, where small classes are the norm, you'll get to know a lot of these dedicated men and women. Some you will remember forever. The academic work and its rewards are why you are here. But there will be a time and place for play too. We have more than 60 different student organizations and field teams in 14 NCAA sports. A robust schedule of extracurriculars is a big part of each semester. You'll find space here for rest and relaxation. You'll make new friends and build relationships that last a lifetime. And then, almost as quickly as it all began, it will be over. You will graduate and move on to a life and career full of promise. You'll leave memories behind. You'll leave FMU, but you'll be welcome back anytime. Home is like that, you know. Welcome home. Welcome to FMU.
Hi everybody, I'm John Sweeney, Francis Marion class of 2009. This university means a lot to me. The people that I met and the experiences I had here, I cherish to this day. Over the next couple of minutes, I want to take you on a tour of this university that means so much to me. I want to show you my university. The first thing I'll mention, and I imagine it's the first thing you'd notice, is that Francis Marion is a beautiful place. It's just outside the city of Florence, but the university is not in the city. It's in a rural setting. It's pretty, peaceful, and safe. FMU's main campus is carved out of some 400 acres of former farms and forests in a delightfully natural way. We're under a canopy of mature trees. Thousands of native plants were cultivated to form an attractive landscape that FMU students pass through every day. The campus is beautiful year-round, but the azaleas are particularly amazing in the spring. It's a beautiful place to visit, but it's an even better place to go to school. And you are here to go to school, to learn, and grow as a person. That will happen here at FMU. Now, we have some terrific laboratory and classroom spaces. Come on, let's go take a look. This is Founders Hall, our main classroom building. I spent a lot of time here. McNair and Leatherman are home to the sciences. I didn't spend a lot of time here. Nope, not here either. Now this looks familiar. Welcome to the Hyman Fine Arts Building. A new Honors Center is currently under construction on campus, and in the past few years, FMU has built an impressive presence in downtown Florence. This new campus includes the FMU Performing Arts Center, the Carter Center for Health Sciences, University Place, and coming soon, the Leatherman Medical Complex. And in the near future, we'll begin work on a freshwater ecology lab not far from the main campus. We've even got planetariums and simulation labs. But academics here are about more than buildings. They're about community, about people. You form bonds with classmates and professors, and the classes are great. Our professors are experts in their fields, and they love to be in the classroom. You'll learn a lot about the major you choose. You'll hear more about that later. And you'll learn a lot about life. Francis Marion is an interesting place with a diverse student population. We have older students who are coming back to study for their second career, and lots of hardworking students with jobs both on and off campus, which means there are some commuters here. But many of our students live right here in our residence halls, which means we have a rich on-campus environment. The Forest Villas are modern apartments with nice amenities. But a lot of upperclassmen love the Village Apartments, Francis Marion's original student housing. They're conveniently located to campus, the outdoor pool is right next door, and they have recently been remodeled and upgraded. An assortment of eateries, snack bars, and coffee shops provide needed fuel. The Smith University Center, the largest building on campus, is a great place to hang out and blow off a little steam. Our 60-plus student organizations add to the mix by hosting a wide range of events throughout the year. Everything from FMU's Got Talent to the President's Bowl Quiz Tournament to First Friday and the annual student competitions at Arts International. It is a good thing they didn't have these when I was here. I wouldn't have ever left. Athletics plays an important role here at Francis Marion. We've got great facilities like Griffin Athletic Complex and lots of successful teams. FMU athletes have won 5 national championships in just 50 years, and we've produced dozens of legendary players. Our athletes come from across the country and around the globe. They add to the flavor of the student body. Athletes are always among our very best students. We think that's the way it should be. By the way, the very first game on this field pitted Francis Marion against the defending national champions from the University of South Carolina. Wonder who won that game? Oh yeah, I remember. Well, that's a quick look around campus. I didn't get a chance to show you everything, and we didn't talk about everything. Like this guy, our namesake, General Francis Marion. But hopefully I gave you an idea of what a wonderful place FMU is and how much it means to alumni like me. This place is special. It's my university. Maybe you'll make it yours.
back to the Smith Center. We're about to start second half action here. The Patriots find themselves down by a score of 34-51 here at halftime. The two biggest stats I've seen, Paul, that really tell the tape is the Patriots had 12 turnovers in that first half of play. And also the Flagler Saints are shooting over 61% from the floor. So those two statistics right there obviously show the difference of 17 points.
Certainly, and besides the turnovers, you talked about shooting from the floor. Those have really been lay-in strokes. Really, Flagler is really working hard, working underneath the rim. They've taken a few three-point shots. They've taken a few mid-range shots, but most of their work and most of their success has been from underneath the rim.
When Pierce ducks that shoulder and gets in, she's been knocking him down, but they were 6 of 10 from beyond the arc in that first half. So Mathis and Pierce, and to finish up the half, we had Sadie Russell knock down a three-pointer. And there's 18 points right there just beyond the arc. And that's the margin of deficit, really, for the Patriots right now.
Yep, and an impressive shot from Sadie Russell. It was the only three-point shot it was her second three-point stroke of the game, but a very, very important one as time had expired on the half.
And here we go, second half basketball action right now. Pierce gets it over to Mathis. She starts off with a three-pointer, in and out, no good. Taylor can't corral the rebound. Russell has it, and the Saints reset. Russell for three, back iron this one. And Oliver pushes it for the Patriots. Inside to Stanley. She goes up strong and finishes.
Boy, I had expected the and one there. You could see physical activity there underneath, but to no avail, just the two-pointer for her.
Great interior pass by Oliver, and quick hands by Stanley knocks it out of bounds as they tried to get it over to Mathis on the right baseline. It will stay Saints possession. And Bryant will inbound the ball. She gets it to Pierce. Pierce makes the move down the left side. Mathis loses the ball off her leg, and the Patriots get it. Gilmore pushes it up the floor. They have numbers. It's 5-on-4. Oliver, Gilmore. Taylor ducks her shoulder, goes up strong with the right hand and finishes.
Good on Taylor to really be aggressive there. She had the advantage offensively against the Flagler defense there. She makes no mistake, curls and knocks it down.
And Nemaya Pierce can't get it to go down off the entry pass from Russell. Once again, great defense that time by Nemaya. She runs in transition, goes up against Staley. Too strong. Bryant goes up and finishes. As the Patriots had nobody else down there helping out on defense, only Jasmine Stanley ran the floor.
Yep, so 3-on-1 for Flagler, and even the missed initial shot with those numbers, they're going to get that rebound. Sure enough, Monique Bryant puts it in.
And we have a foul on the interior. That's going to be on Nemaya Pierce as she's battling with Lauren Taylor. Taylor has 13 points for the Patriots. She's been battling hard inside, and Pierce has been battling with her, doing an admirable job. Patriots. Staley from the left side, no good. Tori Pierce with the rebound for the Saints. Comes back the other way. Wide open, skip. Back iron no good that time by Bryant. Gilmore has it.
The shooting has been uncharacteristically cold for Flagler here to start out the quarter. As they finished the second, they were shooting on all cylinders, making a lot of points and making a lot of first chance points. So now Flagler being pressed a little bit on defense, and the result has been not too many great possessions by them so far early on here in the half.
Lauren Taylor tried to light up a three, missed the iron, and Jasmine Staley couldn't corral it. Bryant makes a move inside, goes up strong, can't get it to go down. Staley comes away with the rebound for the Patriots. Oliver now, head up, gets it inside. Taylor spins, goes up strong, too strong. Stanley has it, couldn't get it to go down. And the ball pops out of bounds, and bad look that time for the Patriots as they did a lot of good work on the interior, just could not get that shot to go through the net.
Yep, couldn't get the handle on those rebounds either. Balls were just glancing off of fingertips. Good work by Taylor. Good work underneath by number 32, Lauren Taylor, to Jasmine Stanley and Lauren Taylor off those rebound attempts, but they couldn't quite corral it.
Head coach Mo Smith didn't like that for some reason, so he calls a timeout, which will take us to a media timeout with 6:56 to go in our third quarter. 38-53 is our score. Patriots down by 15. We'll be back in just a moment. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Back here at the Smith Center. Well, the Patriots have chipped 2 points off of that Flagler lead since halftime, but the Saints do have the lead. Mathis three-pointer no good. Russell and Stanley fight for it. Stanley comes away with it.
An interesting possession there. Flagler not normally giving up turnovers on the initial set. Sometimes they're turning the ball over or giving up a rebound later on during their half-court possession. But recently, they've been giving up points and balls immediately following their possession on the offensive end.
Nice hustle that time by Staley, but then May with an errant pass goes into Pierce. Pierce goes up strong, gets the and one, and Gilmore gets the foul.
Nice balance by Tori Pierce. Another fast break bucket by Pierce. Pierce now with 23 points on the day, and she along with Mathis are outscoring the Patriots. Mathis with 16 points, Pierce with 23, and with a chance to make it 24.
And she does, and she's perfect from the free throw line this afternoon. Paul, tell the audience what you looked up there just a moment ago. The special assistant head coach for the Saints is Cassie Russell.
Yes, and if you're thinking that name is familiar, you're right. That is the Hall of Fame, NBA Hall of Famer, Cassie Russell, on the bench for the Flagler Saints. So if you can't get motivated when an NBA Hall of Famer is on the bench working for your team, I don't know how you can. I don't know how you can be motivated if that doesn't get you going. So we are honored today that Cassie Russell, right here in our gym, NBA Hall of Famer, and you can see though he is working with his team. It really doesn't matter to him whether it's NBA basketball or women's Division II basketball. You can see that he is all in for his Flagler Saints today. So yes, Cassie Russell, special assistant to the head coach for Flagler College.
It's always fun to have those type of celebrities in the Smith Center. And the Patriots now find themselves down by 18 points. Russell drives to the right elbow, elevates, no good. Nothing but Patriots around the ball, but they fight one another and knock it out of bounds. So Gilmore and May couldn't decide who wanted it. And the Saints will keep possession with 20 on the shot clock. 5:26 to go in the third quarter. Nice inbounds pass to Mathis, turnaround, and she scores the basket. Patriots down by 20.
And you talk about celebrity. Michael Hawkins is used to being the celebrity in the University Center wherever he goes. It's very rare that he gets overshadowed, and in this case he's being overshadowed by the assistant coach for Flagler College and Cassie Russell. I'll have to give Mr. Hawkins, the longtime athletics director, a hard time here when I get the chance. He is in rare air when he is not the top celebrity in this building.
Lauren Taylor, left side, no good. Russell with the rebound. And Saints push the ball too far. Nice save that time by Mathis, but right to Lauren Taylor. May drives in. The teardrop. It dies on the back iron and falls in.
Nice job by Medeiros to work her way down the lane and knock it down. It hit squarely on the back of the glass and the iron, and then drops right in for 2 points.
Skip pass over to Franco. Russell makes a move, goes inside. Pierce, way strong. Miller with the White with the rebound. Ooh, there was a travel that time by Anaya Oliver.
Timeout on the floor. Media timeout.
Looks like there might have been a miscommunication between her and Gilmore, but that's going to take us, I believe, to another media timeout with 4:20 to go in the third quarter of play. Patriots down by 18. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Swan Falls Club is the fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Swan Falls Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Welcome back here to the Smith Center. I can see myself and Paul McDonald wave to the camera. Where are we at over here? The Patriots down by 18 points, 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Big games by the Saints, Mathis and Pierce. 24 points for Pierce, 18 for Mathis.
And this when we're this only midway through the third quarter, so still a lot of room for opportunity for scoring for them. And in this case, Marta Franco decides to knock one down. All this talk about Mathis and Pierce, but Franco was open, looks up that shot, perfect stroke from our vantage point, and knocks down the three-pointer.
Entry pass by White doesn't connect with Johnson, but it will. I'm sorry, with Taylor. It went out of bounds. Patriots will keep possession. 21 on the shot clock.
Nice denial there by Nemaya Pierce to prevent that ball from making it down inside.
Medeiros, a little wild on that shot, no good. Goes back the other way.
Well, Marta Franco on the last possession knocked down a three-pointer. We'll see if she gets freed up for another one. Great pass, though, by her underneath to about the free throw line by Tori Pierce. Pierce misses, and possession to the Patriots.
Oliver for three. This one's off the side iron. And Mathis comes away with it. She's got numbers. She drives in strong, and a blocking foul called on Brianna White.
Yeah, Brianna White wasn't able to keep up. That's really the problem. Jazziana Mathis, she was running, and White doesn't have the pace to keep up with her. About the only thing that was going to happen there was a foul or the easy lay-in, but instead Lauren Taylor relents, gives up the foul. 2 points, or 2 free throws coming up for Jazziana Mathis.
Cameron Johnson checks back in for the Patriots. She finds her spot in the lane, and Mathis knocks down her first free throw, 1 point away from having a 20-point afternoon. And she does.
And Flagler is perfect from the line, a perfect 10 for 10 from the free throw stripe. So they're having an outstanding day at the free throw line, 10 of their 63 points from the line.
And a nice drive that time by Scarlett Gilmore. She gets the hoop and the harm. That's going to be on number 12, Namaya Pierce. Her third personal foul, only the team's second. Not a lot of fouls in this ball game. Most of the time we've been fouling the Saints, it has been a shooting foul, but it hasn't been that many.
Yep, that's right. And so it's been a rather cleanly played and called game, I would say, as far as fouls are concerned. Now, we've seen our share of turnovers for certain. As you highlighted at the half, the Patriots had 12 even just at halftime. So protection of the ball has been a problem, but otherwise, not a lot of fouling, a lot of free reign getting to the rim for both teams.
And Marta Franco got herself caught up on the sideline there, and good defense by the Patriots forced head coach Mo Smith to call a 30-second timeout to maintain the possession. We'll keep it right here. Just wanted to say something about Francis Marion University. It has been around for more than 50 years, but now more than ever, we're looking to the future. 13 new programs in 6 years, majors in engineering, advanced healthcare, environmental science, and more on the way. New programs that meet the challenges of tomorrow. Your future depends on what you study today, and at FMU, your future is bright. Saints inbound the ball. Franco has it. Pierce goes down that right side. Doesn't get any help defense, but she gets her own rebound. Tries it again, goes up strong, and this time she finishes.
Boy, I like that work from Pierce. She just grabs her own rebound. The Patriots had a chance to collect that, but they didn't do it. Pierce steps right in. Luke takes another lap around the paint and scores.
And Russell rejected the shot by Gilmore. Gilmore tried to drive in that right side once again, but the Saints defense closed it down. And this one is by number 4, Becca Benji.
Yep, Benji's first score of the game. Nice shot by her, and this is an opportunity for her to get some playing time. Her first minutes of the game so far today.
And Gilmore can't get it to go down. And Franco gets it to Pierce, to Russell, who turns around from 14 feet, and she drills it from the wing.
Nice shot by Russell. She doesn't hesitate. She gets the mid-range J, and Flagler up by 27.
And that was now double-digit scoring for Russell with 10 points. Coach Porter calls a 30-second timeout. So once again, we'll keep it right here. Patriots down by 27.
And that happened really, really fast. At the half, things were already kind of looking rough, but the last, I'd say 2 or 3 possessions, it's been all Flagler. And then on the other end, the Patriots are just having a hard time finding the basket. They're missing three-point attempts. They're being rushed. A lot of it has to do with the relentless Flagler 2-3 zone. Their zone has been really, really, really problematic for the Patriot offense so far today.
I do like the fact that the Patriots coming in at 1-9 on their last, or the senior day. They're playing a lot of players in this particular ball game. Coach Porter has been clearing her benches off, and yes, the game is a bit out of hand as far as the score is concerned, but everybody on that Patriot squad is getting significant minutes in this ball game, and you like to see that.
Well, and if the game is getting out of range, or you feel like you're outmatched by that much, then you might as well get some repetitions for some players that don't often get the touches.
And Lauren Taylor knocks down her first free throw. Taylor now with 14 points on the afternoon. Taylor's just a freshman, so she's going to be with the Patriots for a few more years, and I think she's going to be a force in the Peach Belt Conference.
Very, very strong physical presence underneath. We've yet to call a game this year where she hasn't had the upper hand strength-wise underneath the rim when it comes to shooting and, to a certain extent, the rebounding.
Giving Russell all kinds of problems there. Shot no good by Benj. Manning has it. Bullock, straightaway three-pointer. Shotzi, she knocks it down. So Abigail Bullock gets her first points of the ball game.
Good quality shot by her between the circles, and she knocks it down.
Benj with a little bit of that was Franco with a little bit of a forearm shiver. And Pierce just got let go, had her way right down the middle of the lane. Nobody in a white jersey decided to stop her, and she scores easily now with 28 points.
Yep, a little bit of a pick action freed her up at about the elbow, and from there on in, it was free sailing all the way to the rim for Pierce.
Lauren Taylor comes away with a rebound. There's going to be a foul on the floor. I thought that Abigail Bullock attempt was going to go down as well. We had a really good vantage point. It was dead on line, just a little strong and bounced out. Fortunately, it bounced out pretty heavily, and Lauren Taylor was able to corral that offensive glass.
Yep, everything about that shot looked good until it made it to the rim when it just rimmed out.
Drive inside, no good. And Mahara gets her own rebound and scores. And Russell tried to finish off another period, but didn't get that one to go. And the Patriots down by 22 at the end of 3 quarters of play. 50-72 is our score. We'll be back in just a moment with fourth quarter action here at the Smith Center. This is the Patriots Sports Network. Here we are at the start of the fourth quarter. Abigail Bullock right in front of Paul and myself. Inbounds the ball. Johnson runs the point. Manning goes inside to Lauren Johnson, Lauren Taylor.
Yep, Taylor muscles her way down underneath, and she actually does a great job working over Sadie Russell to knock down the ball off the glass and in for 2 points.
Three-pointer left side, in and out, no good. Nice tip out by Taylor. And Simmons now for the Patriots. Johnson goes baseline, goes too deep. Ball was knocked out of bounds by Mathis. Official makes the call, keeps it with the Patriots.
And this relentless zone from Flagler continues to frustrate the Patriots. The Flagler Saints have not changed out of that zone defense, and in that case, finally, a glimmer of light for the Patriots with Simmons knocking down the three-pointer.
Finally got a shot to go in over the top of that zone. And Pierce drives in strong, gets fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
Nice athletic move by Pierce, and she's been going to the rim all game. No reason to believe she would make any sort of changes there. Having a fantastic scoring outing today for her. She's got 28 on the day.
Let's see if they can keep their perfect day from the free throw line going. I did that on purpose. Ha, 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 ha.
Yep.
She misses the front end.
Yep, and now 10 for 11 on the day. Still a glowingly fantastic day from the free throw line for the Flagler Saints.
And she buries the second one. So she has 29 points on the afternoon. Leads all scorers. Mathis not far behind with 20 of her own. Manning takes the jump shot from the right side. A bit strong. Pierce pushes it. Benjay goes inside, and she gets called for the charge.
Yeah, Benj doesn't like it. You could see her flexing her muscles in disbelief. I think she lost track of the defender. So once she dished, it was just she essentially tackling the FMU player. That's an easy call, and it certainly is a foul against her. The Patriots take over.
Simmons running the point once again for the Pats. Bullock looks inside. Can't find Taylor. Simmons drives hard. Too hard. She's going to get fouled. She'll go to the line.
That is on the Saints, number 1, Marta Franco.
That's going to be Marta Franco, her first personal foul. Team's first. 8:29 left in this ball game.
Taylor Simmons.
Taylor knocks down the first one. 2 team fouls on the Saints in this quarter. Only 1 for the Patriots.
And the Patriots have closed the gap a little bit. Flagler was up by as many as 27 in this period, and now up by only 15. So still a nice lead for Flagler, but Francis Marion has patiently chipped away at Flagler's seemingly untouchable 27-point lead.
Franco goes in strong. Can't get it to go down. Nice drive that time. Just would not go. Manning goes up strong, and she slams one home after the drive down the left side. Patriots down by 13. And Mathis turnaround, rattles it around, and it goes in. Pretty good defense by the Patriots, but just a better shot that time by Mathis to stop the bleeding a little bit for the Saints.
Yep, great job by Mathis to work her way down underneath the rim. That ball clanked around a little bit, and then it gave a little bit of a dramatic pause hanging on the iron before falling down for 2 points.
Simmons drives in strong, kicks it back outside to Johnson. Johnson goes up with the right hand, and she's going to get called for the travel as she knocked down the shot. It's going to be waved off.
And I don't think Johnson likes that one. She's given a little bit of a side eye at the official. It's not nasty, but it's like a, hey, wait a minute. You know, we finally pieced something together here, and you're going to call me on that one? Come on now.
That was a bit of a tough call for the Patriots because they had cut it to 13. Saints came back with that nice shot from Mathis. This could have gotten it back to 13, and we're going to have a foul on the floor. Looks like Abigail Bullock might have been involved in something, and she was, holding up underneath. That's going to be her 3rd personal foul, team 2nd. And the Saints will inbound underneath their own basket, get it into Russell.
Good defense by Johnson there in the corner, forces the steal. So now here comes the Patriots. They're trying for the fast break. They can't quite get it under control, so Bullock smartly kicks it back out. Now White for the shot.
And Brianna can't get it to go down. Manning goes up, tries to get the offensive rebound, just gets a little bit out-muscled by Pierce. And the Saints have it once again.
Nice job by Pierce. Pierce with the long reach to go ahead and snatch that rebound away and get the possession back for Flagler.
Pierce has it. Looking to set up a high screen from the other Pierce. Kicks it back outside. 3-pointer. No good. And all of the Patriots just watched. And Pierce gets fouled by White as she went up for the shot. It goes down. Lead back to 17. And Nehemiah Pierce is going to be on the line to see if she can't convert the 3-point play.
Some nice scrambling work by Flagler, including that possession there. But unfortunately, when that ball rimmed out, number 12, Maya Pierce, was able to corral the rebound. So the Patriots aren't collecting the rebounds, which are giving Flagler several second chances here midway through this 4th quarter.
Cameron Johnson gets called with the hand check. Good call. She's not allowed to do that. It was unnecessary, but it'll give her 2nd personal foul. The team's 4th, and now we're going to be seeing free throws for the Saints the rest of the way as Russell buries that 16-footer from the right baseline on the inbounds pass.
And I tell you what, she's got a nice touch. She's drained a couple of 3-pointers, and now that shot, including her work underneath the rim, she's really the total deal at 6'2". So a fantastic threat, and as a senior, she's going out with a bang here today.
Nice move that time by Taylor Simmons on the baseline to score, and it was mimicked by Mathis. on the other end.
Nice drive by Mathis to drive that baseline and knock down the lay-in.
Simmons pulls it back. 15 on the shot clock. Gets the screen from White. Manning now. Drop step. Goes up strong. Can't get it to go down. Hits the deck, and Pierce comes away with it. Mathis now makes a move on Johnson. She shed Johnson out of bounds, and then when she turned around to put it in, there was nobody there. I think that might have kind of just shocked her a little bit, and she missed the easy shot as Simmons knocks down the three.
Just what the doctor ordered for Francis Marion. They closed the gap to 16. They've been within 15, 14, 16, and even 13 points here in this quarter after being down by as many as 27 earlier on, very early in this quarter.
A foul by Simmons right there will stop the clock. It will also put one of the Saints on the line when we come back after this media timeout. This is the Patriots Sports Network.
The Small Falls Club is a fundraising arm of the Francis Marion University Athletic Department, and it supplies assistance to all 14 intercollegiate sports. On behalf of the student athletes at Francis Marion, I would like to thank all those who are members of the Small Falls Club for their support.
Thank you.
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 Four minutes, 56 seconds to go in this ball game. Patriots are showing some life here in this fourth quarter. They've gotten it down to 13, then a little spurt by the Saints, pushed it back up, and now it's 16.
Right, and that's been the case for most of the game now. Not always a 27-point gargantuan lead like that, but even in the first quarter when Flagler took a lead, Francis Marion was able to respond a little bit, but not enough to overcome the strength of Flagler's 2-3 defense, and also not to overcome their really a triple threat, but two significant threats in Mathis with 24 points, Pierce now with 29 points, make it 30.
And 31, so two free throws from that trip. She leads all scorers.
And for the first time, we're seeing just a little bit of full court press. Well, not really a press, but some full court pressure from Flagler Saints before the Patriots are able to bring that ball up.
Abigail Bullock knocks down the three straight in front of us. And the Patriots down by 15 once again. Patriots extend their defense a little bit. Bryant. Russell, top of the key, gets it back to Bryant. They go inside. Nehemiah Pierce works on Brianna White, and we're going to have a foul on Mathis.
And that's a foul away from the ball. We haven't seen too many of those. We were talking a lot about the physical discipline that both teams have exerted. Not a lot of foul trouble today for either team, but that one, a rare miscue, a mistake by Jaziana Mathis, a foul away from the ball, gives possession back to the Pats.
They can cut into this 15-point lead. Manning for three. Shotzi, she knocks it down.
Nice shot by Mathis. And, nice shot by Manning from three. That one looked good as soon as it left her fingertips. That was a clean stroke, so good on her to knock down the three-pointer. FMU down by only 12.
They go inside. Russell has that at the left elbow. Back out to Tori Pierce. Looking for the high screen. Drives inside. Loses the ball. And it's going to... They called possession Saints, but I think they might overturn that. And they do. So I couldn't tell the official in front of us looked like he was adamant about it, and it benefits the Patriots.
Yes, and he had a better look at the way that possession unfolded. So good on the officials to confer and be agreeable and get the call right. Possession of the Pats.
Patriots can get it to 10 or underneath with a 3. Quick hands by Pierce. Bullock.
Yep, a hand check from number 2, Tori Pierce. Tori Pierce was really checking up defensively, but she did use her hands. That's an immediate call.
That's a big foul. That gives them 4 now. So the Patriots will be shooting a couple of free throws on every foul. And down by 12 with 3 to go, getting some scores with no time on the clock or no time coming off the clock might be critical for them.
Yes, that's right. And with 4 fouls, the Patriots would really be benefited to try to go underneath. They don't need to be desperate for 3-pointers. They've got plenty of time here. So to draw the fouls would stop the clock and maybe get opportunities for scores without the clock moving.
Patriots did try the 3-pointer. This one didn't go down for Bullock. The Saints now have possession. And Pierce. Again, the Patriots do not do a good job on the defensive glass. A lot of balls have hit the deck after they have been missed shots, and that's just odd to see that the ball just comes back and hits the ground.
Yes, and on that one, Sadie Russell was very fortunate to get that rebound, to get the pass, but then the only mistake she made, she put the ball on the floor when I think she was in position. If she doesn't put the ball on the floor, if she just goes up with it, she's got a little bit more time and space. She probably scores that one instead of the pressured miss and ending up at the free throw line.
She gets 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and the Patriots are now down by 13. 2:28 to go in the ball game. Johnson sets up. Saints still packed into that 2-3 zone. White, skip pass over to Simmons. Simmons drives in strong, goes up hard with the right hand. Not quite there off the back iron. Nice ball handling by Bryant there against Simmons.
Yep, good pressure from Simmons, but Bryant has been up to the task bringing that ball up for the Saints.
And Maya Pierce with another set shot. This one doesn't go down. Manning with the rebound. Bullock drives in strong. She goes up with the right hand. Can't draw iron. And Brianna White saves it into Mathis. Mathis, 1-on-2, pulls it back out. And knocked out of bounds by Abigail Bullock.
Yep, and a little bit of laziness from Mathis. Mathis was smart to pull out of the drive, but once she pulled out, she got a little lazy with the ball, and the Patriots were able to slap that ball away. You can see Coach from that vantage point talking to Francis saying, hey, you can't be lazy with the ball, even if you pull that thing out after a fast break attempt.
And there was no place to hide because that happened right in front of Mo Smith. Bryant now works on Manning. Pierce, 3, and she buries it with a Francis Marion defender in her face, and so that lead just went back up to 16 with 1:12 to go.
Nice shot by her, wide open 3-pointer, and our vantage point, we could see the ball on line to the rim, and there was really never any variance from having it look as though it was going to go down. Sure enough, it did. She's really having a fantastic day already already scoring 34 points against the Patriots today.
The Patriots were impressing in this fourth quarter. They were down by 27 and got it down to as few as 12. So you've got to give the Patriots credit for hanging in this ball game. Just haven't been able to get over that double-digit hump. Once again, down by 16 with 1:09 to go.
Yes, they were threatening down to as few as 12. Had they gotten to within 9 or 8, I think mentally that could have cracked Flagler's confidence, knowing that they had relinquished such a lead, and might have given Francis Marion some confidence of their own. Instead, back to a 6-point lead, and FMU having a hard time getting a shot off. More great defense from Flagler's zone.
Russell with the steal there. Patriots had possession with a 12-point deficit and just couldn't get that to go. And next thing you know, a small run by the Saints back up to 16 points. Under 30 to go now. Russell with the scoop shot as she got around Johnson.
Nice job by Russell. She slashes and goes ahead with the underhanded lay-in, but that was the right shot to make. She was on the rim, and there's no other mistake to make besides just to throw it up like that.
15 points for Russell on the afternoon. And this game is going to come to a conclusion. Patriots fought the entire game. They emptied the benches. It was enjoyable to see that. And they lose by a total of 18 points, but it was a fairly good showing there in that fourth quarter.
Yep, as many as 27 in the fourth. So the Patriots with a nice effort to finish the game, but to no avail. The lead was just too big on the side of Flagler for the Patriots to overcome.
So the Patriots are going to fall to 1-11 on the season, 1-10 in the Peach Belt Conference. Flagler is going to go to 7-7 overall, so 500 overall, and 6-6 in the Peach Belt Conference. I'm not quite sure that's going to be enough to get them into the top four unless some really strange things are going on that I don't know about with rescheduled games. But they did avail themselves very well in this final contest at, I'm not sure if that is their final contest or not, but in this last one, they looked awfully good. A couple of 3 players in multiple double digits for the Saints. Obviously, Sadie Russell had those 15 points, but Mathis was 24 of her own, and I believe 34 points, and the leading scorer goes to number 2, Tori Pierce. So the Patriots will play once again, and that game will be March 1st, Monday night, here against UNC Pembroke. To note, our last victory was February 17th against UNC Pembroke, 79-72. So we'll see what happens in that ball game on Monday night. We've got men's basketball action coming up in about 30 minutes. So we'll pause right now, send it to our message makers back up in the box, and we'll come back with about 3 or 4 minutes before the men's game. So on the clock, we're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of about 3:40. We'll set the table for the second game of our doubleheader against the Flagler Saints. Patriots once again drop by a score of 71-89. Was it?
Yep, 89-71.
So we'll be back in just a little bit. I'm Hubert Setzler along with Paul McDonald. We're on the Patriot Sports Network.
The desire and the love to take care of people is something that you kind of have innate. You kind of just have that thing. But Francis Marion gave me the principles, and they taught me the core values. They taught me leadership qualities, and they've just been foundational and offered a family that I can keep going back to. So even though my personal biological family didn't go to a university, and I didn't really get any experience, wisdom from them for that, I gained a family that could tell me all about college and even the afterlife of college by coming to Francis Marion. And I'm not sure you would have that with, other universities. Throughout the nurse practitioner program, you're already a nurse, and you're a devoted nurse, and you don't want to just quit. And that was another thing I specifically picked this program, was because I was able to look at the curriculum and know that I could work. I even asked a couple of the professors, one being Dr. Hopla, before I started the program, and even she told me, yes, you can still work while you do this. And I did. I worked 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. Sometimes it had to be six days a week to get my 40 hours in, and I still did the nurse practitioner program. It wasn't easy, but nothing worth having is easy. Which the benefit of having classmates and professors that were both working and studying is, we would get worked up and worried about how would we ever do this. And then they would say, well, I can work these 2 12-hour shifts on the weekends and then have the week to study. Or a professor may say, well, you can get creative with your hours here. So you can tell that they've done this, that you can tell that they've gotten creative with their time as well. And then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like such a daunting task because, again, you gain wisdom from their experience.
Let me paint you a picture. All of the graduates, all of the faculty, all of the administration, all of the Board of Trustees is decked out in their regalia. Their black robes, their hats, their gold tassels. It's just a most beautiful picture of a very formal kind of occasion. And here we march into the gymnasium, and the music is playing, and the gym is packed. And as we come in, and as you look up at all those people, you see families, huge families. You see not just mama and daddy and 2 brothers and a sister, but there's grandmama and granddaddy, there's the aunt and the uncle, they're the cousins, they're the next door neighbors. And you know why all those people are there? Because this is the very first one, the very first graduate. And I can guarantee you that when you go to that graduation, you leave with a tear in your eye. Because it's so, so special.